Hey everyone, welcome to Ask Holly Hall on Spirit Realm Network. And we're going to be talking about reincarnation and the new moon, which is starting this weekend. Why am I blending the two together? Well, there's a few different reasons. First of all, this new moon is very special because it's about new beginnings. And new beginnings is also about birth and rebirth, which is also connected to reincarnation. That's one. Sounds like a mouthful for just one, right? And then there's the second one. I'm going to be on, wait for it, talking about reincarnation. Wait for it, coast to coast AM. Me, the number one paranormal AM radio, talk radio station for over 3 decades with George Norrie. Yes, Wednesday, May 20th at midnight Pacific, 3 in the morning Eastern, which is where I'm going to be at the time. Right now, I'm in Pacific. I want to talk to you guys about reincarnation. If you don't have a question for me, and it can be any question, it doesn't have to be just about astrology, but career and jobs and my partner and love and what's going on politically, why are the global issues happening? What is reincarnation? Is it true? Is there science that backs it up? What's behind it? Why do I care? Why should you care about reincarnation? And trust me, there's a lot of reasons why you should care. And geez, anything, religion and anything. Literally, that's why it's Ask Holly Hall. Because what happens, and I stated this in an interview that I was in this week, is when somebody asks me a question, I get a download. And you can check out that the interview that I did on the witching hours. And they are every Wednesday or Tuesday. What's today? Thursday. So I think it was yesterday. I think they're Wednesdays. But anyways, you can go over to Spirit Realm Network, either on YouTube or on Facebook, and you can find that interview. And that's where I'm going to be talking about everything and anything. And that's what I said to them. I said, as soon as somebody asks me a question, I get a download. I get answers. But if I just sit there and go, la, 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 give me some answers, it doesn't happen. Unless I'm asking a question or you're asking a question. And when people ask me, how do you explain your work? I can't. The only people that can explain my work is my clients. No, I'm not kidding. My clients can tell you and each one will have a completely different story. Recently, I have had a client that has been going through a major transition, and I've been guiding them through this transition every step of the way. I'm like, go for that old job opportunity that he wants back. Check out where you used to live. And we're talking going from one end of the country to the other end of the country. We're not just talking about something down the street. Okay, this is a massive, major change in his life. He made a pit stop in life, which means he had a job. He had a place to live, which I helped guide him through that new place to live as well. And a curveball came in, and he had to go and help a loved one, a family member. That took about a year. Now, that cycle is over. He's appreciating what he had even more than ever, and he wants it back. And this is how I teach my clients to manifest. You can manifest every single day. And you want to know what your manifesting skills are? Put your birth date right there in the chat and tell me what it is, and I'll tell you what you can manifest, how you can manifest it, when you can manifest it, and the way that you should manifest it. And tell me what you want to manifest, because the universe is a giant playground, and there is so much that we can manifest every minute of every day, good, bad, and the ugly. So he'd be like, okay, I'm here. I'm like, the second person that's going to interview you is going to be someone you know, which it was. You're also going to bump into somebody else after that you know, which he did. And you're going to go back to your old place where you used to live and see if you can get a flat there again, which he did. And he did get it. So it's just insane. As he's trailblazing through these universal cookie crumbs, I am saying, just kind of being like, the person beside him going, This is going to happen. That's going to happen. This is the way it's going to happen. I had another client today who wanted to know what he should do in transition from a career corporate to self-employment, which was somewhat related. And so I laid out the whole plan that I saw astrologically, and he goes, "It's funny you say that because that's exactly what I intended to do." I said, "Well, then you don't need me. You already got the intuition, you got the insight, you got the instinct. Just go for it." And he's like, "No, because I need you for validation and make sure I'm on track, I'm on the right path," which I'm welcome to be of service in that way. Um, I want to manifest happiness and money flowing into my life again. I'm glad you added happiness because money flowing in your life does not always bring happiness. May 11th, 1970. If you know the time of your birth, that would be helpful as well because I want to look at the second house, which is oh, I just got another download, by the way. The second house, which is how you earn your money, the sixth house, the way you earn your money, and also the 10th house, what you are here to contribute to society, and when you'll get highlights around that. But I only can have that if I have your time of birth. So I know there's a delay here, 7:56. Great, thank you. So she was quick on the draw, if that's a she. I think I know who you are, so I think you are. I know of you. I don't know you personally. Um, well, you've already gone through a cycle where you were able to manifest financially, and that was the last year and a half. So, have you been working with me? Did you have any mini readings with me or one on one readings with me? Because I would have been able to guide you through every single step. That stage is over. Okay. So, there's another one that's coming up, and it's a major one, and it comes from past lives because you did really well financially in past lives. And that is in 2 years from now. So if you have any investments or property assets that can be liquidated, that can happen in 2 to 4 years from now. But that's not the near future. So you're like, I want more than that, Holly. So now we're looking at your moon, and this has to do with how you earn your money and the way you earn your money. And you are a manifester. If you're emotionally happy and satisfied, you should be doing something with nursing, caregiving, working maybe in emergency situation, where there's a lot of high energy, but also you could work with money and finances and banking. But I think we can look at Saturn and see when that next opportunity is in 2026. And that's not there. So now I'm going to look at Jupiter, and that's in June. So Jupiter says that you've got magic pixie dust. Basically, what you put out, you will receive back tenfold. It is a time to feel lazy. It is a time that we feel abundance, so we can have some weight gain. It is a time where we just feel we don't really have to work at things because we feel a little bit of joy uh, on a like natural happiness and joy. So we feel like I wasn't okay with it last month, but now I'm okay with it. But I would encourage you the halfway through June and onward to reach out to having a job or a career or making money the way that you want. If somebody owes you money, it's a good time to find that. If you want to take a loan, it's a good time to get a loan. If you're looking for a raise, it's a good time to ask your boss for that raise. You're quite humble. You're not somebody that does that. But if you do, if you take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, then you will have abundance around it. Holly, can I ask about my husband's jobs? Looks like there may be a change. He's nervous. Should he be running his own business, and will our relationship together connect deeper soon? His date of birth is February 7th, 1980. So let's took we did once the last year, and half has been declined. I don't know what that last year and a half. has been declining. Okay. Um, the relationship part, I have to look at both. And this has been my week of helping people see the other side of a relationship. And I have had three very, very complicated, most relationships would not survive uh, success stories that I did a reading for them. They took the first step, and there's already gigantic improvements. But I need to have both birth dates, and I don't do those on my lives, right? So that might be a mini reading, Charnay, that you would do, like $33. You give me both your birth dates, and we go from there. But I can take a look at him, February 7th, 1980, and maybe I'll see something in the relationship department. AskHollyHall.com is where you can get a reading done for me. I've got all my latest interviews up there, and there's so many answers because my interviews are just a Q&A, and it's everything from the ways of the universe to the human soul condition and what's going on globally. So interviews are like the way to really get a ton of answers without asking questions that you wouldn't even think of answering. He's been going through a hard time financially, and it's been tough off and on for the last 5 years, actually. And the one cycle that he's in is literally ending in the next 5 days. So the one cycle that he's in is ending in, it actually ended at the end of April. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Do I need his time of birth for this one? No. Okay. So I would say, yeah, in the next 5 days, you're going to see a significant change. He does. He needs to be somebody who's self-employed, hands down. He really has a difficult time working for other people. He loses respect. He doesn't get the respect that he needs. He has a deeper understanding. He's got great leadership skills and motivational skills. He's very fair, and that's all he knows how to help corporations and businesses and owners and like get along. He knows how to mediate them, and he's a massive humanitarian, and he's a healer as well. He needs to be in this leadership position. There's nothing hitting his MC yet. 11. Yeah, he's got to get on that. Yeah, we don't know his time of birth. Okay, so I would say he's going to get that opportunity in, well, he had an opportunity in January, February, and that opportunity can continue a conversation in mid-June around business. And mid-June, he's very motivated because of a conversation that he has with, it's also a man. It's like somebody he already knows. So if it's a partner or a brother or like a partnership that he's had before or a brother, it's somebody that he already knows. And it's leaning towards it's a good idea to start his business. 9 p.m. You guys, if you have the birth date, put that in with the question all in one line, and that can be really helpful for me. Yeah, so June, very, very good month. Very, very good month. Financial support. The worst is over by the end of June, and somebody owes him money. Somebody owes him money. Not sure you're going to get it all back. I don't know if that resonates with you at all. So looking at December 16th, I want to manifest my home and financial stability and new aligned connections. Okay, so 1681, just after midnight. And this is a time to do it, is a new moon. So you want to do a new moon ritual. I have some of this advice on my Substack, which you can find at my website at askhollyhall.com. You can also find it at hollyhall.substack.com. And I have all kinds of new moon advice. I like to take a crystal and put it in a glass and put it out where the moon can catch the rays of the moon, even if it's foggy out or cloudy out. And December. And then I drink it the next day with my intention. And then we've got this. Perfect. 59. I love those. It's so exact, right? This new moon is around money and finances and abundance and nature and sustainability, consistency, reliability, loyalty. That's what all this, and it's pure love, what this energy is about. You too have been going through a really challenging time. You are someone who should be self-employed, or at least in a management position as well. The good news is that you will reap some benefit. This, you might even be asked either to, if you're self-employed, it's going to kick off strong in July, or you're going to be put in a management position in July. Could be August, but it's pretty strong in July. So put that out there. Now, it isn't handed to you on a silver platter. So it is something that the opportunity is there and you have to apply it. If it's a self-employment thing, your destiny here is to learn, share knowledge, broadcast, teach, speak, communicate, sales, conversations. This is your destiny on this planet. You have a past life with your Mars, because I'm talking about reincarnation. So you have a past life with your father, which caused abandonment and created, it taught you to be very autonomous and self-managed. And it not just taught you that, you already knew that. It increased your ability to be the boss of you and not to rely necessarily on people that you put up on pedestals, because you had a lot of respect when they didn't earn respect. So this person lost your respect, and therefore it's really easy for you to lose respect for other people if they don't earn it. They have to earn it. They don't just get the respect because they got a title. So this is a soul ascension that you're in, which means you signed up and checked off a bunch of boxes that you wanted to accommodate in this lifetime. And July is a massive, actually 1 week into June is where you start manifesting. So careful what you wish for. This is a huge manifesting 3 months for you. And what do you want to manifest? Sometimes we can't do that on our own. We know what we don't want, but we're not sure what we do want. And the ability to be able to have a home, that's looking at the 4th house and Pluto. Yeah, that's also June, July. If it doesn't happen then, and again, you got to put yourself out there and manifest it, then we're looking at as late as August and September of 2027, and also another date of March and April of 2027. I know I said that other way around. This is going to be on Spirit Realm Network's YouTube. So if you want to get a copy of everything that I'm saying right now, it's a good idea to hop over there after. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you're listening to it right now on YouTube, subscribe. And that's where you can listen to it again. My clients listen to their readings over and over and over again because they get more out of it every time they listen to it. Patience is a virtue. And what does that mean to have the virtue? And what does patience mean? Patience means as long as it takes. As long as it takes. If it takes 1 year, if it takes 10 years, you're willing to wait for that, so that if you have the ability to wait calmly and endure all the delays and all the suffering difficulties that go with that without complaining or getting angry, it's highly desirable and beneficial that you will be able, in this long-term thinking, without hasty, impulsive reactions, to get what you want. I am queen of that. And I've had choice and no choice for the past 8 years. 8 freaking years. In 5 years as a nomad. Yes, people follow us and they just see this wonderful traveling that we're doing all the time. And some of it happens quite serendipitously. None of it's pre-planned, very far in advance. They're just opportunities that come our way. And some of those opportunities, I had to really advocate for myself. I mean, seriously advocate for myself. A little bit on the diplomatic pushy side. And without being pushy. It's a bit of an art. And because I took one opportunity and I saw another opportunity that could come with that. And that's how I work with my clients all the time. They'll tell me like, "Oh yeah, this happened and that happened." I'd be like, "Wait, stop the bus. What did you say just happened?" "Well, I saw this person, I talked to them and they said that I should, go to this interview or talk to this person, but I don't know." And I mean, what do you mean you don't know? You just got handed an opportunity from the universe and you didn't take it. "Well, I don't even know if I want that job." You don't even know if that's what that opportunity is all about. It could be about the job. It could be about another job. It could be about just meeting somebody that connects you to somebody else. But it's an opportunity that's very rare and it came to you. You didn't go asking for it. So why wouldn't you take it? And more often, I would say 50% of the time, I have clients that don't follow up with that. They choose the weakness, which is their block that holds them back from following the universal cookie crumbs. And that's how I call it, right? Uh, Hi, Tiffany. I don't always connect with loved ones. It's not my main focus. I'm a master astrologer with a sidereal astrologer, which means I do this for a living and I've done it for a long time and I don't do Western astrology. I have a background in education in philosophy and psychology. I'm trained in neurolinguistic programming. I get remote viewing, I get downloads, and I do not, and I do a past life regression hypnosis therapy. Did I say that already? And I specialize in dreams, but I don't always see people that are passed on unless, like you can say, okay, I have a brother that passed away. You don't have to say what or how old or anything. I would like to connect with him. And then I'll see if he comes in. And he has to give me 1 to 3 significant, obvious connections to you that I would never know or be aware of. Okay. I would like to see my health if my health have improved. Um, oh, don't be sorry, Tiffany. It's okay. We do have somebody on here. I think it's Brooke. Her name is. She does those past life ones. Not past life ones. I do past life. She does people that are passed on. May 8th, 82. And you can ask me anything. It doesn't have to be astrological. Um, it can be global. It can be galactic. It can be the meaning of life. It can be global. And so May 8th, 82. Okay. There we go. and she wants to know what's going on with her health. And your health is going to start. So you've got, it's already started improving. There seem to be issues with digestion, uh, maybe even inflammation, which is autoimmune related to, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a medical professional, do your own due diligence, created to thyroid and adrenals. It's because you pick up the emotions and the feelings of others. You're here on this planet in this time to skip a grade. So you've had some really hard lessons around abandonment that were very sudden and unpredictable, which caused some PTSD. It seemed to involve the relationship between your mother and your father, and you came here to be a healer and to create peace between the two. And you might say, I tried, but it didn't work. It did, trust me. And that healing around the abandonment wound there begins next month. It can go two ways. And if you do that, it helps with your health issues that you have. And that starts in the mid-June. It's mystery. It seems to be they can't figure out what's wrong. It is inflammation. Again, the adrenals and the thyroid, do your own due diligence, but it's very difficult for all doctors to be able to discern the two. Your best bet is to get the DutchTest.com, or you can look online for adrenal and thyroid tests that you can do at home. The adrenals will be a saliva test. That's the best one, but you can do a urine one as well, and you mail it in. They're about $99. The Dutch test is closer to 500, but does every hormone known to mankind. That you can't do it with blood, just can't. So though that might be the answer to your mystery illness and undiagnosed. I just hope it isn't cancer in my stomach. I don't see that. Stomach is the sign of cancer. Nothing going through there. If anything, you get a clean bill of health around that next June. I'd be curious to think why you think it's that. Pluto's already way past that. You might have got a bit of a scare last year around it, but it wasn't that. So you might be with that PTSD that you have from childhood with the abandonment. It's really easy for you to jump to that conclusion. You've been kind of programmed that way, and that is helpful to understand your adrenals and your thyroid and your cortisol, because now it's at the point where your body reacts even though your brain knows differently. I don't know if that resonates with you. I hope it does. And December 11th, they had done some biopsies on my colon and stomach. Okay. Tuesday. I think they're going to still do a couple more tests, but there's no bad news as far as I can see. It doesn't mean that you don't do your due diligence. December 11th, 2005. You are a youngin'. Just a little baby at 22. You probably don't like that. I'm so glad you're here. December 11th, 2005. Oops. December 11th. Okay. You've had a lot of deaths in your life, and you've you've talked to them. You feel them, you sense them, they're around you. You have that ability. It scares the bejesus out of you, but you have it. And your did you put down your time of birth by chance? Oh, 7:40. Okay, good. I missed that. I apologize. Okay, so if we are at 7:40 a.m. AskHollyHall.com is where you can get a full reading from with me, or mini readings, which start at $33. Your you have a past life with your father. Wow, is that ever strong? Could be mother, but it's showing father. It's not a horrible relationship. There's a power struggle there though, and you're a feisty one. After you learned that nobody can be the boss of you at the age of 3 and 4, and after you learned that I can be independent from those that have authority over me, which is teachers and bosses and even a parent, including a father, then I started advocating for myself and even advocating for other people. It's really important for you to work for yourself and be self employed. And it's important for you to have that independence. You've got the mind of a psychotherapist. You do like to be in emergency type situations. So there's that type of you, that side of you that could be in athletics, could be in the military, the army, um, and working with psychology, working with people who do have PTSD or have anger management issues. You've had that at one time, you've experienced it as well. And there's nothing significantly standing out right now that's I see as a prediction or a warning, unless you have a specific question. But there you go. You have a past life with your father where he was also your father, or might have been your sergeant, or was like a boss over you. Had a lot of power and control over you, and you've had lives where you had it over with him as well. You two work in tandem, working through control and control issues and not having control and being vulnerable and being in control, etc. If you're watching this, put in your birth information and will I have a baby girl in the future? I keep getting spirit baby messages. Oh, well, the first thing I got was yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I think Tiffany says it resonates with you. So that's great. So, with this new moon, we want to talk about, are we loyal to ourselves? We can be loyal to a fault, and that loyalty comes out in different ways. It can be people pleasing because I want to be loved and love. It can be sacrificing yourself to give others what they need and not give it to yourself. It could be that your value systems are so high that you will be there for other people even though they're not there for you, and you won't advocate for yourself to be there, for them to be there for you. There's a lot of different ways that can show up. And it even includes how you value yourself. This is a great time to ask for a raise, to ask for a loan, to ask for somebody's loyalty or commitment. It is a great time to get out in nature and love nature and be with nature and go out and get answers. I get answers when I'm walking in nature. It is a time where we're kind of like foodies. We just love consuming foods right now. The more natural, the more nature, the better. It is a it is a great time to have conversations around money. It can be volatile if it can turn into an argument. You might find yourself with your partnerships or in your work or with anybody, the subject of money keeps coming up. And you might be fearing, what is this future of money? And with digital ID and tracking where you spend your money, possibly, they've been doing that forever, right? And jobs and AI. Um, a lot of people I'm working with clients are subconsciously picking up that their jobs are at a they can feel that their jobs are like a threat, that there is but that there's no physical evidence of it. They just suddenly feel like, I'm bored. I think I need to change. What if this or that happens? I want to be self employed. That's a big thing that's coming around for me with my clients. They suddenly want to be self employed. They want to dream a lot. A lot of right now, people will feel insomniac, uh, and they're also feeling difficulty speaking and communicating. Are you guys finding that? Are you finding that like the words just aren't coming out right? Or suddenly like you're halfway through your sentence, you're like, what was I gonna say? And it's almost like you just can't form the vocabulary. It's not like suddenly you can't remember what you were talking about. It's just like, I don't know how to express myself. I don't know how to say this. And that's an energy that's very, you know why? Because our thoughts right now are going faster than our motor skills are, than our mouth is. And we're having a challenge trying to figure that out. The It's asking us to down, to slow down. We're going to feel uh, like energizer bunnies, but unmotivated. It's like, I want to get a lot done, but I don't know what I want to get done. Because as we speak, there's two planets moving into two different signs, because it's been in the other signs for about a month and a half now. So as we speak, we have Mercury moving into Taurus, but Venus moving into Gemini. So Gemini, Venus says, I'm bored. I want to multitask. I want to do 2, 3 things at the same time. I have so much to say, so much to communicate. People are, I don't know where my interests are. And then Mars just moved into Aries a couple days ago. So we're like chickens running around with our head cut off, and but knowing that we have to have patience, but not feeling like we have any patience. And so you may find some people are just talking a lot about what should be, what will be, how I'm going to take action on this or that, but they actually aren't doing anything about it. And that's perfectly fine, because we're not supposed to be. We are supposed to be taking a step back. But with this new moon, which is this weekend, it is about patience. Look up, patience is a virtue. There are some great techniques you can use too, which are energetic. Hey, Casey, Bray, please put your birth date and your birth information. If you've got any questions, just ask me and I will give you the answer. It doesn't have to be around your birth date. It can be just universal questions. What is the meaning of life? Look at all this alien disclosure right now. How many of you guys here believe in aliens? Do you believe that extraterrestrial life exists? Do you believe that there's life on other planets? Do you believe that you may have come from other planets? That your lineage, your soul lineage, is not always frequent on Earth? And I'll give you a trick of how you can find that. Astrologically, look up the planet Uranus or Uranus. We're trained to say Uranus. Look up Aquarius and see where it is in your chart. If you have a lot of planets in Aquarius, or you have Uranus very strong in your chart, then you do not. And here's the symptoms too. The symptoms is you feel alienated since birth. You don't feel like you fit in. You feel like you're weird. but you try to fit in and people get on your nerves and you're not overly emotional. Those are Uranian um, means that you have not frequented this planet often and that you volunteered here to be a part of the shift, the shedding. So we're in a stage of shedding right now, planetary. That's why everything has to be brought to the surface. And believe it or not, there are people that have volunteered here to be the bad guy, to represent bad, to represent evil, to represent the illness or the dis-ease on the planet. Okay, so this is how I look at it. Imagine that you have a rash or pain. Okay, so imagine it's a rash. The rash, if you put a surface cream on the rash, a lot of times it doesn't work. It'll keep coming back because the rash is representing something else that's going on deeper. Right? So is the rash bad? No, we want to say thank you to the rash. We want to say thank you to the headache. We want to say thank you to coughing or the stomach ache because it's representing, it's showing you that something else is going on. Like I just said to the person earlier, your adrenals and your thyroid, you got to check that out because you're getting symptoms that's telling you that there's your adrenals and your thyroid are being triggered. And Tiffany says, I think that's why my money is stalled, Holly. Otherwise, I wouldn't stop and slow down. Yeah, that's a great awareness. And I'm so ready to move and go. That's a great awareness. Now, what if you found out? Let's fast forward a year, okay? Let's remote view a year, or let's regress. We don't have to regress. Let's progress. Progressions instead of regressions. And let's progress a year from now, which I would do if I was doing a detailed reading for you. If I progressed a year from now, I would take a look at you. Let's say that the market went down. You got a house for $200,000 less than what it is now. And you were able to make changes in your career, or maybe sell a house that contributed to you having some more money temporarily. And hopefully, instead of feeding your anxiety by spending money and consuming, you saved it because you made a little bit extra. And now you're looking back. Okay, you're a year ahead. Now you're looking at the version of you right now and going, thank God. I got turned down for this house. I didn't get the mortgage. Somebody else got the house ahead of me. Thank God, because I just bought a house for $200,000 less. And a house that I really would have liked way more than the one a year ago. We don't know that. It's very similar that if you get stuck in traffic, it could have saved you from a car accident. Could have saved somebody else from a car accident. It could give you time to think or meditate. Or the phone rings and you get a chance to talk to that person because you're stuck in traffic. Like and sometimes we don't have immediate evidence of it. I'll give you a great example. I had an uncle who I had a financial agreement with, and he and another family member bailed on that financial agreement. And I ended up kind of like suffering financially, but not suffering personally because I don't have a money story. I don't really give. I don't care. I made a choice. I trusted the situation. It didn't turn out that way, and I took that chance. Life goes on. But he continued to feel guilty and responsible for it approximately 10 years later. Okay, determined to get me back my money or to make up for it. Now, fast forward 10 years even more. So now we're looking at 15, 20 years. Okay, he assisted me in a situation, gave me advice, and encouraged me to take that advice, which I did, that landed me the career that I have now, in which I make 5 times more money than I've ever made on a regular basis. doing what I love. He's already paid me. That's karma. He's already paid me tenfold. And it was because I didn't block that relationship by being angry or hurt or mad. And I had patience to see how this was going to play out. I had somebody yesterday say to me, somebody said something that really bugged me, even though they um, explained themselves to me of why that situation happened. I'm never going to, I don't think I'm going to convert them again. And that could, you could be missing an opportunity by doing that. And I hear you. I've done that. I've had people really wrong me. I mean, 100 times more than this situation. And I've chosen that I don't really want to have a connection with you. You're just not my deal. I tried really hard, but not my deal. So that's okay. So if you're ready to move on, you also have to surrender that moving on may not look the way that you want it to look. That's why when we're in a manifesting stage, and that's Neptune, you want to look at the planet Neptune. Where is it in your chart? And if it's a sextile, a trine, or maybe even a conjunction, which means it's 0 to 5 degrees apart, a 90, not 90 square is a 60 degree or 120 degree apart, then that's a trine or sextile conjunction. Then you're in a manifesting stage. And you want to take advantage of that manifesting stage, because if you don't, then it just passes you by. And a lot of times it's blocks. Now, when you're in a negative Neptune, which is a square or opposition, and sometimes a conjunction, depending, then that's an opportunity to let go of blocks that no longer serve you so that you can manifest. So that you can manifest. I'm going to hop on to see if I'm getting a message from my production. Nope. Looks like everything's going smooth. Good. So, Mindy, let's do a reading. I think this is my second time with my new date every Thursday here at Spirit Realm Network, also on Facebook, also on YouTube, and my own personal YouTube. You are going to find me doing these free readings astrologically that cost $33 to $120 American for free. I literally have clients book me coaching on a regular basis just to pick my brain, just to get my download after download after download. And my downloads only come if you guys ask me questions. Good. So Mindy asked me a question. If you want it to be astrological, which can be helpful, you want to be able to, that's a good one, Goddess. Thank you very much. You want to give me your birth date and if your birth time, if you have it, and your question. Or I can look at your reincarnation, because we're kind of focusing on reincarnation and how the new moon might be affecting you this weekend. What is the difference between a vision and remote viewing? Sometimes my visions feel so real. And visions can also feel like daydreams, like you're just daydreaming something and it kind of takes a life of its own. Visions can be a dump of information, and it's an imprint that you have to kind of decipher and interpret. And sometimes it's just visionary, like, oh, what if this would happen? I wonder if that would happen. And it is a type of remote viewing, right? So, Mindy, give me your birth information. We've got about 10 minutes. It is a type of remote viewing. So, remote viewing also sees a lot of the circumstances around it. So you might get a vision like, I think that person's going to get hurt, or but that's it, right? And you're not sure how they're going to get hurt. You don't see a car accident. You don't see that they trip over something. Um, You don't see that they're in a hospital or anything like that. You don't see what part of their body is hurt. You just feel like a strong sense that they're going to get hurt. So that could be a vision, that could be intuition. If you see a vision where there's circumstances around it, I need your okay, Mindy, can you put this all in one? Put you June 3rd plus the year and your birth date in one line. That's preferably, we're a bit slow right now, so I don't have to have that this time, but when there's a lot in the chat, I need to have everything in one line. Um, and remote viewing is also where you can see, which is not the type of remote viewing I do. But if somebody were to say, "Hey, I'm on the other side of the city, and thanks, Mindy. I'm on the other side of the city, and and my friend is at home on another part of the city, and I'm outside, and I'm looking at the Eiffel Tower, and she has to start drawing what she feels she's seeing in her mind's eye. And if she starts drawing like a triangle, um, maybe something in the middle, maybe some water in the background or some ground, then it's like she was able to remote view. That's a mild remote view. Then there's blind sight, which means you can see with your eyes closed. Um, but that's not remote viewing because it's right there in front of you, but you don't have vision for whatever reason. June 3rd, 19. And we're going to look at past life here, reincarnation, and see what I can see around that for Mindy. I love that name. And so in a past life, in a past life, you actually had sudden, unexpected abundance and financial wealth, and then you didn't have it anymore. And you lived a very humble, meek, mild life. I don't believe that the circumstances were personal. I believe it was like you went through a recession or you went through war where all of a sudden there was famine and all of a sudden you went from riches to rags. But everybody did. So you've come into this lifetime with a huge money story and abandonment that I'm not worthy of money. But you also thought, I'm just going to be rich and I'm just going to be famous or I'm going to be popular and that's what's going to make me some money. And you're just getting over that money story, not until the end of June. It's been a rough year financially. And it's the thinking around, do I really want money or do I just want minimalistic simplicity? Do I really want fame or do I want to just have leadership and be in a position where I can mentor and teach others, where I can have solitude and quiet and be a writer and be an artist and be creative and still and be able to afford to feed myself? How can I live with all of that simplicity? But a part of you thinks if I just had a steady income, then I could do all of that. But you found in the last year that that doesn't work that way because I'm working hard for my money, but I don't have the ability to really be creative. And it's asking you to sort of downsize. The money story has been really strong through your whole life. So it would be very interesting to hear from you. What did you learn from your money story? You were loyal. You gave away a lot. You're sacrificial. You're a healer. You got pretty strong healing powers. And sometimes you were like me, where somebody might have, like, let's say a divorce, and they wanted everything, and you're like, take it. I'm not fighting for it. But you suffered in silence around it because you didn't feel important enough because it really attacked your value system when it really didn't have nothing to do with that. So then you would have developed not having a money story eventually. So does that ring true for you though? Did you at one time was slave to the wage, and did you teach people in your past that, you gave the money? That's why you gave the money away, because you like to be able to help people uh financially, but it didn't always like work in your favor. And that's good if you develop not having a money story as time went on, right? So she's saying no, so I'm not hitting home there. But uh, if there's any more questions, we'd have to have a longer conversation, because there's abandonment there for sure. Abandonment doesn't always mean like you were dropped off at a doorstep, or you're going to be the next story on long lost families. But in a past, there was a separation of the monetary system. So I have room and time for one more session. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. I did have somebody email me. You can always email me at holly@askhollyhall.com if you've got a reading, if you want privacy, like you don't want to give off your birth date, you don't want to have your name, but you're going to go and listen to it after. And you'll go to Spirit Realm Network on Facebook or on YouTube, and you'll listen to the recorded version of it and get the answer. So this one is what we've chosen to call her Lisa. She knows who she is. And she's asking if her and her business partner, sorry, Mindy, if her and her um, business partner, who is going to have more than a business partner relationship, because she's attracted to her. So the first thing is, the answer is yes, but that's only because your business is dissolving. So I don't know if you can resonate with this at all, Lisa, but the business is dissolving. You are going to be suddenly get an opportunity in August for a new business opportunity or job. This person is starting to show a disinterest in the business, and that's why you're wondering if she's even interested in you anymore. You're going through a lesson. Hey, Randy. Oh, we're just about to sign off, Randy. You're going through a cycle where it's about speaking your truth and speaking your mind, and you're ready for the business to dissolve as well. So it's a good idea that you guys have that conversation first, and then take it, and then, because you have a lot in common. And I don't see like a lot, like a loss. I guess like both of you are ready to have closure around the business. It's run its course, so to speak. And Randy, I'm back next week, next Wednesday. No, Wednesday is when I'm on Coast to Coast AM. And I'm recouping from traveling. But after that, I'm going to, at least for a few weeks, get back on track on doing more lives, because we've been traveling for 3 months. So I've been all over the place. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for listening. Spirit Realm Network. There's so many other readers just like me. They're extremely talented, and there's a whole bunch of other fun stuff coming. The website's going to be changing soon. There's going to be there's going to be apps. We're going to be on Roku, Apple TV, Fire Stick, Amazon, like everywhere. It's going to be a really fun place. You're going to want to follow us everywhere you can. And get your questions and your birthdays ready for every Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, every Thursday, right here on Spirit Realm Network. AskHollyHall.com is where you can go get some readings, go to my Substack, and find all kinds of free stuff.